And this is a company that is often considered a bellwether for the global economy. What signals are we seeing here?
Sure. So in terms of the positive signals is not only the growth that they delivered in the second quarter results, but also the forecast for the third quarter results. So if we're talking about 4 to 6% growth, based off, if you think about it, off a murky global macroeconomy, it's very strong.
So give us the highlights.
So quickly on the highlights, if you think about the Cisco story, the transition has been going from more hardware to software, and then what's driving the enthusiasm in the name or the story today is the application growth of 24% on a year-on-year basis, security software growth of 18% on a year-on-year basis. Those are the two metrics that investors have been focused on in terms of the long-term direction. And then the guidance actually reinforces that that direction is going to continue, at least in the near term.
So how does this jive with some of the other indicators we're seeing? A massive slowdown in China, for example, general political and economic uncertainty.
Sure, and that's a fantastic question, Emily. I mean, if we look at the tech earnings season this past quarter, Intel was talking about China being slow in terms of the data center cloud server business. We're hearing data center investment slowing down because we've seen a lot of cloud companies consuming some of the excess inventory. Now, there's a couple of things about Cisco that I think investors, that's nuanced to Cisco. Number one, they have very little China exposure. I think it's less than 5% of revenues are exposed to China. And number two, if you think about it from where the big driver has been, it's been more on the campus and the enterprise switching business as well as software. That's less exposed to some of the data center cloud investments that have been slowing down. So I think that's one of the reasons why Cisco has been able to exceed expectations into results.
Now, Cisco CEO Chuck Robbins has been out there ringing the privacy alarm bells along with Apple CEO Tim Cook. Is this part of a strategy?
I think it's part of a broader strategy of the tech bellwethers. I think companies like Apple as well as Cisco are trying to be the parents in the room and try to differentiate themselves from the other hyperscale guys who do use data as part of the business model. Cisco, given that they are the heart of the network and a lot of data traverses through some piece of Cisco equipment anywhere in the world, I do believe that they want to ease investor expectations and also user expectations in terms of data privacy.